Hey, everybody. Once again, back for Neem Valley Blades. Well, actually, the Neem Valley Role Playing Association, who are kindly playing Court of Blades with me tonight as we go through all sorts of strangeness that they've had to endure, plot within plot that they've been overcoming. And tonight, who knows, they might actually do some real good to for their house and for society in general. We'll see. But what I'd like to do is, of course, quickly turn this over to the players because they are the main focus of this event. If you see, Rob, if you want to wave. Hey, it's Rob. He's playing Mocklin. And we have Pete and Christine. They can both sort of give a little bit. And Christine, there you go. And you'll run into them very shortly. I nearly said Vero instead of your character's name because we play a couple of different games and I tend to get confused. But we're talking Pietro and Sasha, and then at the bottom we have Felix. Hey, Felix. He's playing Lorenzo Il Magnifico, and together they are a house's retainers who are performing all sorts of things for their house and society in general. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to them to sort of talk through where they are and what they think is that they need to do next, and then I'll start throwing the curveballs. All right.
Well, I think we left it last week with Uncle Lotto requesting from the house, or request from him, from the house being him, that we need to save Moon de Lavelle at the upcoming ball.
That's an interesting way that you said that to begin with. From the house, from Uncle Loto. Well, Uncle Loto to the house. Mm-hmm. I think that does bear some thought. Good.
More importantly, we've got a time limit on. We need to do a job for the Senora Roses.
That seems to be another problem.
Yes, we do. Yeah, yeah. She wants Cosimo dead. Well, we want Cosimo dead as well, but there's that. But we only have one more. This is our last activity, isn't it?
It's the last activity before the end of season.
So I think, to be honest, I think we will have to just say, nope, we're not doing either of those things. We are going to go and investigate the Necropolitan Hill. That would be my priority.
Can you explain why, so that people understand where you're coming from?
So, I mean, it has been on our priority list forever. I mean, every season, it's been there on our activity list. And there's been little clues, I think, dropped in, little bits of activity that sort of tied back to this secret society that wants to raise the last of the deathless.
And they're all pulling the strings of the people we've been slowly slapping down.
Exactly.
So Moon de Lavelle was part of
that group.
Part of that group.
I mean, Cosimo may or may not be part of that group. We don't know, but we know that there are other members of that house that are.
One-eyed knock.
Obviously, there's the problems in the canals, the lobster people being controlled by these collars.
And you guys have a list of people that are part of that group.
We do.
Which is very interesting.
Is there any reason that that's more urgent than anything else? Because we've actually got a time. Moon de Lavelle wants that sorting fairly quickly, and we've agreed to it.
Oh, what, the Senora Roses? You mean? Sorry.
Right.
I think Pietro feels that by basically going to the head of the snake and lopping it off, we actually kill all these tentacles, if you like, that are coming off the snake, which are the ones causing us problems. So in other words, by beheading the snake, you take away the power from Moon, you take away the power from Cosmo, possibly, you take away the power from the one-eyed Knock, who's causing us issues. I think he feels it all seeds back to this one place. That's his feeling. That's how he explained it to me. He feels it all seeds back to that, and basically go for the head, stop trying to chop off limbs, which is what we're currently doing, because the thing keeps growing more bloody limbs.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is, even if we go and deal with Cosimo, or we deal with Uncle Lotto's request or whatever, there's just going to be more. And we've just got to look at what is the most important thing that we need to deal with. And I happen to think that is it. Necropolitan Hill is the thing that we have to try and sort out.
I agree with you that it's probably the most important. I don't know if it's necessarily the most urgent.
No, I think it is. I think it is the most urgent. I think we just have to accept. The thing is, coming back to something that Anthony, our lovable GM, told us last week about his OTC training. They will throw at you more than you can possibly do. You have to accept the fact that you will get punished for stuff that you haven't done, and deal with the stuff that is most important. And I think that's the case here. The Signora of Roses will just have to accept, she can punish us whatever way she wants to. Uncle Loto can punish us whatever way he wants to.
Well, Uncle Loto won't punish us.
Do what we need to do.
Uncle Loto wants us to save Moon de la Velle.
Yeah, and that actually
if she goes to the thing and she's part of the execution thing, then we'll do a daring thing there to basically save a life.
Exactly. Yeah,
so we don't have to do anything beforehand.
It's not the most urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, what we've got to do is, I think, is deal with the thing that keeps coming back up.
Well, you see, I'm in two minds about all of this.
Throwing up all of these nasty things that we have to do.
I mean, I'm going to ask a question. Is there a clever way that anybody can think of to persuade Cosimo to join us in this trip to the Necropolitan Hill to aid us, and then basically as he's joining us in our efforts, we backstab him?
Well, the problem is we don't know whether or not he is part of this cabal.
No, it could be that we go to the cabal and kill them and actually find we've beheaded him there. So, woohoo! That would be two stones with one.
What's the worst case scenario if they manage to actually resurrect the last Deathless?
Pretty much end of the world stuff, I think. Usual.
End of the world, end of the city, or
the city. Yeah.
I mean, there's more than one city out there. I mean, is it really going to sunder the whole planet?
Well, who knows? Possibly.
So
certainly, people pay to our cushy job.
Yeah, so I mean, forgive me, guys, if this seems callous, but I'm about up to here with the politics and being used by people. At this moment in time, there's a 95% chance I'll more than likely actually support raising the bloody thing so it could raise the whole planet and we'll start from scratch. But yeah. If we look at the devastation that could happen, saving a few million,
it might turn the whole world into a dark
or just saving 5 it doesn't stack up, does it? We've got to save a fair few million rather than just saving our butts.
I'm going to throw a quick question out there. Was the intent of your house job that was provided, your errand, to stop the raising of the Deathless, or was it to?
It was to investigate, to help out the. Hang on, let me get the exact wording. There we go.
So if it's to stop,
Dead Watchers. Here we go. The Dead Watchers from Necropolitan Hill need support with disturbances. Groups of people digging, etc.
Okay. So
You see,
why
what we
does
could do
Wise-
is persuade Cosimo to join us in the investigation,
Yeah.
push him
I'd
into
love
one of the graves, and then cover him over.
I'd be up for that.
Yep.
I'll kill him. We just need to get him there. I'll be up for that. So we just combine the two.
Yeah, but you're not
Yeah.
supposed to kill people on Necropolitan Hill. I think that's
Oh.
one of the big taboos.
That's a shame.
We're
Damn.
So I did have another question. I think you guys have had a slight run-in with the Mercies, having something to do with maybe the Lobster Man fiasco or something similar. What's that about?
they're just scared pussies. Don't worry about it.
Just checking. Just throwing that out there to see if there's any little bites at that bait. Can we talk about that, Pietro?
Oh, I wasn't
Anything
there.
there? Okay.
I think Monty's more scared than Mocklin is. And Mocklin's come face to face with the archdemon herself, and he doesn't think much of her. So mind you, he doesn't think much of anyone.
Nice.
But so yeah, yeah. I think we can. We can use the Mercies to basically round up the people of the Vales who are trying to resurrect the Deathless, based on the information that we've actually got. So somebody like Sasha, Pietro, even Monty could go on over there. For obvious reasons, I'm going to stay well clear.
So what you're suggesting, we turn this over that we have the people involved to Mercies.
Yeah.
That's
Plus, we can also hand over one of the two collars, which also means that we're left with one of the two collars for us to do our own investigations with. The Mercies then can use whatever magics they need to do whatever they need to do. We'll go and investigate the disturbances up on Necropolitan Hill, anyhow, and then then we can hand it over to the Mercies. And I would suggest that whoever goes over there tells them exactly, and tells them that we didn't push anyone off a roof. We just killed a crab monster trying to set it free, because they're being imprisoned. So sea monsters are being imprisoned against their will. And the same sea monsters were in the canals on the day of Antlers. That sets me up quite nicely for my impending court case. Thank you very much. and off we go. But if
well, maybe we give the list to Cosimo, God, what's his name? The detective.
I don't know whether he's back on duty.
Yeah, he may be still in hospital.
I think yes, but I think he would then need to get hold of the Mercies, because this is knackery 101 gone wrong. So we do need the Mercies' help here. And Hesperides isn't a magic person, but I do need to go and see him anyway to make sure he's okay and give him his wages.
But he's kind of the secular equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be some professional respect there.
He could be our go-to man for that. Now,
Yeah.
we've got some foxes, so they can keep watch of the Necropolitan Hill, and when something dodgy happens, they can send a runner, and then we'll go on over there. So we can use them as lookouts for the Necropolitan Hill, and yeah, that's what I'm
Right, so-
thinking. So
Yeah.
if
Okay,
I go
so
to
we're saying-
Hesperides, and he basically
Yeah.
makes a call to the Mercies, and they go and visit him, he can pass over everything that we've attained for that. He'll then be like a super cop, because he's kind of also a retainer, really, isn't he? Well, he's my right hand man.
So-
He took a bullet
Yeah.
for me.
So basically, if we tell him about
Yeah.
the investigation, then he can he can front that off to the Mercies as unnamed sources, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Christ, even
Okay,
if he
so that's-
names me, then I don't really care about
So-
that.
So there's two pieces of role playing that I'd like to see happen. One is the visit to Hesperides, and two is the discussion with the leader of your foxes. Goes by the name Marco Barbo, as you remember from the information I put in the Discord channel.
Yep.
So those are two things I'd like to see happen. I'd say since we have two people, you guys split up, and that's just a thought. You can do it however you want, and we can knock out this role playing, and then move on towards the next piece.
How are we getting Cosimo here? What was the conclusion to that?
Kidnap
I
him,
don't-
kill
I
him,
don't-
and
I
then
don't know
kill
that
him.
I don't know that we covered that one.
Can we try and cover that?
Well, I mean, do you have any suggestions?
What's Cosimo's motivation? What's going to motivate him to get him there?
I don't know.
Murder.
I mean, he's been damaged. So, power, revenge, money.
He does seem to focus on you guys.
And the
as
thrill of
being
being able to kill.
problems for him.
So, I mean, we know he's a serial killer because he's a murderer for hire. Okay, so that's his distorted pleasure in life. He craves.
What we could do is we could put out a hit on one of us, and then try and hire him to kill one of us.
He would succeed.
There's a possibility.
The thing
He
is,
might not go to Necropolitan Hill. He might wait.
I mean, he's a very suspicious person anyway. So, so
And we also know
Any
that he is
information-
also a master of disguise. But I like the idea. But
the reason I was saying, because previously he was hired by the Senora of Roses, wasn't he?
no, he was
No.
hired by Moon Bell.
Sorry, Devel.
Yep.
Hired by who did you say?
Moon de la Belle.
Moon de la Velle, yeah. Now Moon de la Velle knows that she must know that she's probably at risk, and we've already agreed to try and save her. So we could go to her again and say, "Can you hire him again to do a hit, or hire him for some reason to contact us?" Yeah.
So
And
we,
if you do that for us, we'll help you out if you're at risk at the ball.
well, no, we think Moon de la Belle's under arrest. We think she's locked away somewhere pending her execution at the ball. So
But the message could get out to him. She could send a message and money and stuff. We could get her to sign a letter, or I don't know.
maybe, but how would we get to her?
I don't know. That's another puzzle. We just find out where she is. I don't know.
The thing is, if it is too complicated, Anthony is going to make it our activities for tonight, and we will do nothing else. Yes, you have to bear in mind.
Okay, we fake it. Then. We fake
Now-
a letter to her. We just fake it.
Well, we do have a sample of her handwriting. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. I mean, I've struggled over how we get to Cosimo for weeks now, trying to think of ways to pry him out of the house that he's in, such that we're in a position to do away with him. But I've not come up with a way yet. So
I've whispered you, Anthony.
Apologize.
So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what is so in terms of our activity for tonight? What is it? Our main activity? What is it going to be? Are we saying that's the two things we're going to do? We're going to basically try and get the information on this organisation through to the Mercies via the guy whose name I can never remember, Hesperides. And what is the name of the organisation again? I can't remember.
The Mercies or the Dead Watch?
No, the one that's trying to raise the
Seven Veils.
10 Veils.
Black-hearted toads.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's part one, and the other part. What was the other part? Oh yes, meeting with the foxes to watch Necropolitan Hill and alert us. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to respond quick here.
And then the third one is try and get Cosimo out of the house so we can kill him. So the first two are a couple of little bits of role playing. The third one, getting Cosimo out of the house so we can kill him, that's where it gets sticky. Because yes, we could forge a letter in Moon de Lavelle's handwriting, but we've then got to get it to him in a way that is believable.
I don't honestly think that somebody as sharp as Cosimo would act upon anything that Moon would send.
Well, the thing is, he's been very happy to throw her under the bus. However, she could try and blackmail him. So we could put in the letter something like, I have information about you that I could make available to whoever, which would make your life very difficult.
Yeah.
Moon de Lavelle thinks that she's back at House Lavelle.
Well, that is the suggestion, because House Lavelle is the one throwing the next ball, and they're the one that's announced the execution.
So we're not going to be able to get to her until the execution.
Okay.
Oh. And Andrea and Ulrich are also there, but maybe not in the same place. I can hear them.
You want to explain what you're doing?
Yeah, so basically, I've just whilst we've been talking, I've been listening to you guys and what have you, and I've just I just gone into a little momentary trance, and then I just say, Moon thinks that she's in the House Lavelle, and then just before Mocklin blinks and sort of has a small shake of the head, he goes, Andrea and Ulrich? That sounds like them. What are they doing? Monty's gone to find Andrea. What? And then I just come out of it and I go, I'm sure that's Andrea and Alric. Anyway, we're not going to get to Moon. Maybe Monty might find something when he discovers where Andrea is. And yeah, that might actually resolve that, and then at least we'll also definitely know where Moon is, so that we can arrange something either prior to or on the end of season ball. So Moon de la Velle, I think, is definitely off the cards at this moment in time, unless Monty can do something in the background.
And just for the jollies of everyone, somebody just burned 2 stress before this has even started.
Hey, I thought it was worth doing because, I mean, if they were somewhere else, we might have been able to infiltrate and do something. But, if they're in House, if they are in House Laval, then we're not going to be able to do anything.
So there's a couple of pieces of information there you need to think about. And I'm just going to throw it out instead of letting you flail around. You think that the troops that went out of the town to go in the middle of the night to go rescue Grandma Corvetto were Corvetto. So, and the way that Moon spoke to you, she said she felt they were transferred. She thinks they were transferred back to House Lavelle. And you know that she was wearing a hood. Those are the salient points I just want to throw out there that might have been lost in translation.
So we're not going to get directly to Moon de la Velle. So how else are we going to get him out? We either fake the letter or we find a different way of doing it. We ask him directly. We try and contact him. He wanted us to do something. Maybe we go back to him on that. I don't know.
So
we put out an army of people. We've got the orphans. We've got these foxes. We're in control of lots of people. We put them all to task to try and get hold of him for some reason.
Right. So what I would. So what I would say is we...
And we can go to Thinking Hill.
We go to Necropolitan Hill. We have we send out our foxes to Necropolitan Hill, okay, and when something is going on, we then get there as quickly as possible. I mean, we could be just outside of the boundaries of the hill, just waiting at a cafe or something, or a baker's shop or something stupid like that, and then lording it up and having a jolly time. And then when we get a runner, we basically get over there really quickly, and then we can confront whatever's going on and put a stop to it. Cosimo, I don't know how we're going to do that, but I would rather have a passionate conversation, a passionate and sultry conversation with the Signora of Roses, than potentially have something raised from the dead that could basically kill everyone. Because let's face it, if that happens, the Signora of Roses is of no consequence because we're all dead.
So you're making a choice between the two, yeah?
I'm making a choice between all three, and I think that saving the denizens of this planet versus leaving it to go so far and unchecked is more important than my life and anybody else's.
Now,
I mean,
Felix,
we're in a situation where we're going to piss someone off, because we're not going to do at least one and probably two out of the three things that we've got on our plate at the moment. So we've got to pick which ones we think is more survivable. And I think it's more survivable having the Signora of Roses and, Uncle Loto displeased with us than rampaging hordes of undead.
Well, I mean, potentially we could potentially do all three, just not all in 1 week, So we've got a little while before the end of season ball, okay. So we can line up something. No, I mean in real time, not in game time, not in real time. Okay, so I mean, if we do the Necropolitan Hill first, we can have a think about how we can get Cosimo deaded. But I would also like to point out that we also have to bring Lady Victoria's killer to justice. So death by that. But I'm the only proof that he's done it. And if questioned by them, I haven't gotten that in the normal manner. So all of these powerful magics that I've been doing on the behest of people and putting and getting an unhealthy addiction is actually frowned upon. So, although I'm doing it for the right reasons, and I've never harmed anyone with it, it's still classed as illegal. So, on a legality, I don't think the courts would actually take our. No, we still got courts. We had to check that the race of stags and what have you, it wouldn't unhinge or something. No, it was the cakes and not inviting a house to our ball, and we had to go through the court system for that. So we know that there is a court system, and I know that blood magic is frowned upon. So so I use it sparingly and or excessively, but for the right situations. Like saving your monkey, making sure that this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen. So,
Well, this has been a long session over coffee as you guys are at your favorite restaurant overlooking the Grand Canal. I think that as the morning comes to a bit of a conclusion and the waiter comes back over to ask if you want anything else, I think you're at a point where there's a couple of role-playing pieces to do, and I think there's a decision that needs to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Lorenzo, as I sent you in a whisper, and by the way, you're just staying absolutely blurry, Felix. So whatever you're using for your background, there you go. I think you were just leaned back just far enough that it was pushing you out of view. So. Just for your knowledge. Yes, so to speak. So feel free to discuss that. And I threw out an option for you, Lorenzo, if it makes you feel like you might be able to delay the wrath of the Senora.
You sent me something where?
I sent it as a whisper in the chat function on Roll20.
On Roll20.
Yes, so it should be on the side over there. Okay. I think you're close to a decision. I'd really like to hear from Sasha as you guys are having your coffee. I think that she's been leaning back, thinking throughout this entire piece, and has some wisdom to drop upon all of you.
I do.
Oh yeah, dang straight.
Make sure we take the frying pans. No.
What are your thoughts? Where does your vote lie? That's what we're getting at.
Well, I think Pietro has done a fair bit of discussion with me privately when I found out his leanings, and he's explained a lot to me. So I see where he's coming from, and I'm unhappy with the fact that we do seem to put down one snake and 3 pop up in its place. So I think we are definitely fighting a Hydra here. And is it Hydra?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Okay, so So I'm going to put out a message to Senora Roses to tell her that we're busy doing something else.
Nope.
No,
You're gonna nope.
don't.
You're gonna role. You're gonna
No.
role play that if you do it.
No, I don't think you are, because I
Oh,
think
here we go.
I think
I'm not doing what I want
let
to do.
her think we are doing what she's asked us to do for as long as possible. And you never know, we might actually end up doing what she wants us to do by doing this very thing that we're doing. So
That's fair. Fair enough.
Either way, I want to contact her. Am I not doing that?
So here's the thing for that young Lorenzo is battling is it's a personal issue for him. If we all remember, he was netted by the Senora of Roses to draw you guys back in.
Can I speak for a sec?
Absolutely.
Okay, right. So got the floor, yeah. For me, it's a matter of honor because I've already agreed to. I've had a whole role playing session and agreed to do what she wanted. Yeah. So my honor is on the line. Yeah. I don't particularly want to marry her. I will if I have to, but because I'm more interested in the other one. And
The other one. I'm
um,
sure she'll be happy to hear you describe herself.
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in Isabella, and that might work out well for me. So I've got this internal struggle here, yeah. So I am going to contact her, whatever you guys say. I can do that in person or in writing.
Yes.
And I need to explain to her what I'm doing, what we're doing, and also ask her for help to see whether or not she can get Cosimo to come to the same event that we're attending on the hill. At which point, I'm quite happy to do an opportunistic lobotomy.
That's a very interesting angle. Trying to use the Senora of Roses to draw him out somehow.
right.
She may or may not have levers to attempt. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I'll explain myself and explain that this isn't something I can. I'm torn between the two things, and this is the way I'm going.
All right. Well, we're running short of times, and I see 3 quick role playing events, and I am going to sort of demand that Lorenzo does this in person because she's not going to take some soft letter saying, "Hey, blah blah blah." I'd like to see that one play out. So let's jump to the bedside. Okay, let's do that first. Let's do that one first. Who wants to go with him, or are you going to go by yourself?
I'll go on my own.
As you guys break up to do your various things.
But quickly.
Yes. So you make your way across to the Rose District, and with a few questions here and there, you find that the Senora of Roses is taking high tea at one of her favorite artist retreats. There are a couple of trees there, the big open leaf trees that their roots run down across the courtyard and into the canals. And she is sitting at a round table with 2 or 3 other ladies, and there are some young men fanning her. Even though it's winter here, it is fairly warm today. And she beckons you forward. You're now standing at the table in front of her. She does not rise.
Okay, I'll come to talk to you about what we were talking about last time.
How's your monkey?
How's my monkey's fine. He's recovered. His leg's a lot better.
Ah, that's very good. Good to hear.
Yeah, he's very good.
You notice that she has done this to try and immediately throw off your game.
Yeah.
And it's just how she works.
That's why she works.
But you respond well.
Are you happy to? Would you rather go somewhere private, or are you happy to talk here? With people around?
Well, as my betrothed, I think a turn by the water would be apropos. She stands remarkably gracefully and extends her arm for you to take as you now stroll along the canal.
Okay, so
Your
take
top,
it
your top hat swaying, monkey inside. Go ahead.
So I'll take her by the elbow, lock elbows with her, and explain that I've come to explain things. Um,
Good, good.
We've come to the conclusion that Cosimo is a dangerous adversary. I'm very willing to take him on. I do need the help of my team, but they have other matters which are more pressing to them at the moment. And then I'll go on. And I'll go on and explain Necropolitan Hill.
Please do.
Yeah. So I can't remember all the details about it.
Fair enough. She says, "Ah,
I'll explain it. To the best
so
of my-
your house has asked you to do this. I do understand how that is pressing,
Yeah.
and you do understand that the life of one of mine is pressing to me to repay in blood.
Yeah.
I am very. Go ahead.
More than just doing this for you, it is also something I want to do personally. We've had run-ins with Cosimo previously, which have just been a pain in the arse, and I'm quite happy to dispatch him.
Is this the Vittoria thing? Go ahead.
So the reason I'm coming is because a number of different reasons. I know I'm betrothed to you, but I do have interest with Lazy Isabella, which I'm sure you're aware of. I'm very willing to dispatch this person, and I was wondering if we could, either delay the dispatching of Cosimo, or whether or not you could use your influence to arrange for him to be at the hill, and at which point I will take it upon myself personally to dispatch him.
I have a route to deliver information to Cosimo. You may have guessed this route.
To who? To Cosimo.
Cosimo. And she looks at you. She's judging you right now. Your intelligence, your not everything, as she is trying to see if you have figured out her route to give information to Cosimo.
Obviously by a third party.
Ah, she says.
Would that be a guess?
Ah, she says. Well, there's a slight disappointment in her face as she sort of looks out across the water, and she says, "I will. How is this? What if I pass on through the means that I have directly to Cosimo's desk that you and your team are exposed out on Necropolitan Hill in the very near future? Would that possibly tempt him out, do you think?"
I think it may do if you feel that that's a motivation for him to try and dispatch one of us. But last time we met him, he wasn't motivated to do that. He just wanted to pass on a message.
That's true.
So you could maybe give him a reason to meet one of us, to meet me specifically, so that it's not putting anyone else at danger.
Oh, I can think of a way.
What would that be?
It would be a matter of honor. What if you passed me a direct challenge for a duel?
And then he's the one that would deliver the.
He would have to respond as a gentleman.
So he would be my dueling partner.
You would be challenging him
directly. Oh, well, let's do that then. Why not? Let's do that, and then we can do that separately to the hill. It wouldn't be at the hill, but we'll do it on a later date.
Very good. I know that it's very difficult to get anything to him. This may, and she looks at you again side-eyed to see if you figured things out. This might burn my source.
Is your source a woman or a man?
Look around you. And she points to the ladies around her.
Okay.
She would not be so gauche as to actually come out and say something like that. She's just going to imply it.
Okay. If your source is Isabella, then I would not necessarily agree to this.
Very interesting.
Or I would at least want her to be aware of the danger
Okay.
and make her own mind.
That's fair enough. And I appreciate the sentiment greatly, as I care for all those under my care and would not see them thrown away lightly. And she looks at you with fairly hard eyes. I think she probably knows about your relationship and is probing to see if you're going to be kind to her in the future. And she says, however, I can guarantee a letter arrives on his desk.
Okay. I'm not willing to burn Isabella on this.
She smiles at you. In that case, take your time in what you are doing. I will judge you lightly for that.
Okay, fine. Right, I'm off.
Okay. Very good.
No.
I actually thought that turned out fairly well, Felix, in the grand scheme of things.
I can't read it.
Yeah.
And you did impress her. You did know who her source was. You did protect her source and also her lady. And you showed that you cared enough that you're trying your best to try and bring this guy out, willing to risk your life against him even. And yet you walk away clean. Well done, actually. Oh, that actually probably may have turned out just about as good as it possibly could have. Okay, let's jump to the bedside of Hesperides. Who's there?
Me, on my own.
Okay.
Unless Sasha or Pietro wants to come, but you know, as witness that I'm not coercing him into doing something he doesn't want to do by sticking a broom up his ass or something.
I think we're going to meet with the
Foxes.
That's what I was thinking that you two would be best off doing. So I'll just go on my own.
Okay. He's got still bruising across most of his body that's starting to yellow. His ribs are wrapped. You can see where some razor blades were taken to him. They've stitched them up nicely, but really about every 4 or 5 inches across his body is a set of stitches. He's healing. He's in, I wouldn't call it good spirits, seeing how he was manhandled and so was his family. But he does, when he sees you, he nods. He does not make to get up because he can't. But he does give you the nod.
Okay.
My lord?
Do you know who done this?
I have my guesses.
Okay, well, when you
I
say
would
it, let me know.
I would expect this is tied up in the fact that I have taken on an outside contract. This has never happened before until your coins have crossed my palms. I expect I have fallen into a political intrigue that I was sort of aware of.
It pains me that that somebody has gone to such an extent just for little old me. Where's the wife and where's your wife and children?
Just down the hall.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, how many children do you have?
2.
Okay, are they ready to be? Are they able to be released?
The a tear forms at the edge of Hesperides' eye and runs down the side of his cheek. And he says, my daughter may lose her leg. We don't know. I'm sorry, my lord. I didn't mean to bring you grief.
Okay, we have a contract. If I fully understand, if you would wish to step down, I will pay for the duration and more. These injuries are upon myself if it is found that you working for me outside of your employed position as my head of security for when I go out and about. If that be the case, then it's only fair that I see right by you.
Very good. He says,
Well, with your permission, I would like to go and see your wife and 2 children, and see how they are coping as well. Also, I don't think it would be safe until you get out of here that your wife and children actually return home. I would feel a lot more comfortable if, and I don't know whether it would be acceptable to you, but if I could find alternative accommodation temporarily, I'll pay for that so that your wife and children are moved somewhere that's easily accessible, and they will, and I will lodge a thing with the court to say that, if need be, to say that our agreement has been dissolved. So, but I would really hope that you stay with me.
He makes you could tell he was trying to make a motion with his hand, but he leaves it lying after he makes the attempt. Of course, Lord, my lord, my loyalty is where it is. I will tell you, during the ordeal, and he just calls it that, where these things were done to us, those masked people never once even asked questions. They didn't want information. They just wanted to hurt us and make us hurt. They wanted my children hurt in front of me. They wanted to hurt me. I don't understand this. There is no logic.
So if there's no logic, and sorry for pressing you, because I can see that you're in pain. So if there's no logic to this, Hesperides, why do you think it was because of your employ with or association with myself?
It is a simple guess that this happened so quickly after taking on your patronage. They did collect a decent amount of our blood and carried it away. I
If you
don't
mind me
understand.
asking, how, right. I am not an Elidrian. I am Garnetine. My blood types, my
What is Hesperides?
my
Are you going to ask him what he is?
my geographical upbringing is different. Do you mind me asking a personal, what about you and your wives? You and your wife and obviously subsequently daughters.
Oh, we are, and he is the main. He's Ilrian. He's from here. He's a local.
How many assailants were there?
I would love to tell you that it was 20, but it was not. It's 5. I was held by something I don't understand. I couldn't move. It was like the air around me was solid. He shakes his head. I've never seen anything like it. I know that Nax can do sort of stuff like that, but this, I've never felt it.
Why would they want your... Okay, Hesperides, I don't think this is because you took a contract with me. I don't think that at all.
Oh?
I think there's something else and a lot more sinister, and I think it has something to do with your bloodline. I think it could be just anyone. It would be interesting if there were more people that were brought in a week before up to now with severe cuts and things like that. I actually came to ask a favour whilst you were actually here, but I think I'm going to have to do something else.
I'll turn you into an investigator yet, sir.
I've got my suspicions, and it could all be led in exactly the same direction. Okay, Hesperides, this is why I came to see you. That's what I'm thinking as well, Felix. So this is the reason why I came to you. Twofold: to find out how you and the family were, and to apologise that I didn't come sooner. I did come and peek through the window and what have you, but it distressed me too much when you first arrived for me to actually come in, and the doctor said that you were in and out, so I didn't want you to think that I was part of the group of assailants, etc., etc. So I must, please forgive me for not holding a conversation with you and finding out more about you and your family's being before today. The other reason for coming to see you is because, and I look around to see who else is listening.
You're good.
I say, and I bend down and I say to him, "We think something's going on in the Necropolitan Hill. We've been tasked to investigate some weird stuff. Pietro and I and the team.
Yes.
We think they are trying to raise the last, which they might need blood for."
I'm not a party to that superstition, but I was aware of the request from the from the Death Watchers to your house. Well, actually, to the watch, and therefore to your house for help.
Yeah.
We just never seem to have the extra manpower to help them police a graveyard. I mean,
No.
that's their job.
And unfortunately, I've left it too long. But it's now because of your attack and because of other things that we've actually uncovered. It's now top of our priority. Pietro has made it top of our priority to go in and basically find out what's going on. So we're going to try and do it as quickly and expediently as possible. The second reason for coming to see you is we actually have some evidence as to who the group of people are. And I was wondering if you could put the feelers out to get the Mercies, and I give him the name of
Okay.
Crap, what was her name?
So I'll get it to you in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm reaching up, as you can see, to get my little book, because I did write it down.
It's Ophelia? Maybe? In interest of the as you're looking, in interest, I think we're probably to once you give him the information, is he doesn't think much of the Mercies. They're not a logical set of people, and they seem to operate a bit outside the law. They're hunting monsters. Stuff is a bit weird, but he's seen enough now that he'll pass on the information as you have chosen to do so. I would bet you as you move forward in your notes that this is probably Ophelia, one of the monster hunters.
Yeah, it was like Sergeant. It sounds about right. I actually wrote it down, but I don't think I put it in my.
It's all right.
No, I didn't write it down in my book. Because I dismissed
then
it
in that
much.
case, for those of you guys that are watching this, if you go back and see what I actually said, as of right now, we will amend the fiction to say that it was Ophelia, one of the Mercy's best monster hunters, and was investigating the lobster people when she was like, why in the world do you guys keep seemingly become involved with these creatures? And was wondering if maybe there was a connection between you and them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I explain this and I say to him that if they would like to come to our house, we can. Ophelia is not on the list of the people, is she? Mr.
No.
GM, no, right. So if Ophelia wants to come by, I have a collar that was from that first crab monster, where I accidentally killed it on the dockside. Can you remember?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I remember that. That was a strange day.
So what I do is I basically pass over all the info and ask him a speedy recovery, and then I'm going to go and see his daughter, the one that's going to lose a leg.
When you see her, it is heartbreaking. I mean, she took. It looks like where he had razor cuts across, every 4, 5, or 6 inches of his body. This is like every 3 inches. They used this child to draw the maximum mental pain for the parents before they went to work on them. And it does look like there's an infection that's set in. in her leg, and you think back to your books, and there might be something you could do.
Okay.
You remember?
Who's about?
Of course it does. Of course it.
Of course it does.
Of course it's blood magic.
Okay. Who's
I think-
around?
There's one of the nurses who comes in and has been sponge bathing her, and she bows to you and then steps out of the room. The girl is passed out and is feverish.
Fuck it, they'll know that it's me anyway. Yeah, without hesitation. I do actually think about it and go, would they be able to trace it back to myself and what have you? But the nurse has seen that I've gone in there, so yeah, fuck it, gosh, don't care. I prick my finger and I use the blood, and I rest a hand where the infection is, and
Okay.
I basically channel a little bit of life
Perfect.
into the child, so that the infection reduces. I'm assuming the infection is in her leg, hence why Hesperides thinks the leg's going to be taken. Right, okay, so I can't really do much about the mind, but at least she's not going to lose a leg. So if I can remove the infection from the leg, then that's one thing. If the blood magic is as powerful as we think, and it basically brings her out of her fever and also removes a lot of cuts and soothes her, then
I want to roll.
Then fine. You want to roll? I thought you might. How much stress am I going to burn?
I'm going to give you 2 on this guy.
Okay.
Actually, you tell me to simply stop the infection in his tracks and draw it out to where she is no longer septic. That's 2.
Okay.
You want to go further? Feel free.
Okay, so I don't want to draw it all out. I want to let the medicines finish it, but I want to give her a fighting chance. If I walk out of that room and she's miraculously healed, then that's going to ask a lot of questions. So
right.
I raise a lot of questions. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. So if I can give her a little helping hand to basically push the infection down, reduce the harm of the infection, and if the second stress can do something else with the mind, soothing the mind or soothing the pain, then
hold that stress because you may need it.
Okay.
So one stress gets you to cast the spell.
Yeah.
And then we still have to make a roll. This, believe it or not, for her, when you lay your hands on her and you have let the blood magic settle, you realize that she's going to die if you don't do something. So this roll is desperate. So you can mark that. And it will have, with only the one stress, it's going to have limited effect. Would you like to use a little more stress to change any of that? Pete's typing it all down.
I'm going to use I'm going to use my a fine arcane focus, which will increase my odds of success at a difficult task.
It will. And so what I'll do with that is that gives you an extra die. but we're still in a desperate and we're still in a limited effect.
Right. So it's currently not limited. So it's desperate. Effect limited. Yeah, I'll take an extra stress
Make it a standard effect.
to make it a standard effect, and I'm also going to use.
Very good.
Can I use influence to also increase?
Not that I know of. Your
No.
influence could be used to maybe give money to the hospital for better care. I don't know.
Okay.
But so, how many dice are we looking at here?
Good question.
Depends what you want to roll. I assume it's probably going to be.
Well, it's channels. So at the moment, I'm on 3 dice.
Plus the one from your focus?
Plus the focus just says once per errand you may use it to increase your odds of success at a difficult task.
And I'm giving you an extra dice for that.
Okay.
Die.
So in which case then, so that's 4 dice. So bonus die is 1. Submit. That
there it
bounced
is.
off a 6.
Okay.
But yeah, so I got a 5.
I know, bastards. That's a success. Okay.
Yeah.
The only drawback is you're pretty sure that in the throes of this effort, the nurse came back in and then stepped out of the room. Okay, and it took a little bit longer than you would have liked. She is stabilized. She will live. Her leg is saved.
Okay, right.
Well done.
Now, knowing how I just did that, what seams would I have actually have used to perform this?
You tell me.
Okay, so I'm thinking light, and what's not forbidden?
Oh, you're trying to stay careful.
Yeah.
A barbecue.
You had just read about that new thing, the scene between life and death, which seems scary. I don't know if you touched on that. You touched on the blood, the scene between the spirit.
Yeah. But I also know that magic is really forbidden. That will get me my head chopped off in seconds. So what I want to do is I want to make it believable by using by explaining the natural seams that I use to actually do that. So I'm going to say that I use the seams from shadow, light, and a small drop of water to try and help reduce the infection in the leg, to give her a fighting chance to save the leg and to heal, because the body needed some extra magics. So I go and find that nurse, and I explain what I've done. I explain who I am, okay, and I explain the knackery that I've just employed, using the following seams to help the body to fight the infection so she doesn't lose the leg. Okay, so hopefully within a short space of time the infection will start to reduce, but she still needs the medicine, she still needs to, and she's under my care, so whatever is needed to be done medically, I personally will pick up the bill.
She does a little bow and everything's good. You have covered for yourself pretty darn well, and I need to, in the interest of time, now move across
Yep.
to where do you think, Pietro, you are in the Sasha, when you meet this young man? And he is a young man. If you see, he's in his mid-20s, fairly short.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess we're going to meet him probably at his place or a bar or something similar.
I'd have thought a bar of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
So there's a couple of bars that are on this sort of the edge of the twist that are semi-respectable, but they're still slumming for your sort.
Mhm.
And as you walk into this low-ceilinged wooden building, he is standing at the bar. It hits him about just above mid-chest. He's a short man. He's grown himself a very pompous mustache that he's very proud of and is playing with. And he has a drink in front of him that looks to be some sort of distilled spirit. It's light yellow color, and he sips it, and then he sees you, and he sort of nods, and then he moves away from the bar to a table in the corner and sits down.
Go over and sit down with him.
Ah, my lord.
Signor Barbo, nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be in your employ.
Well, it's a pleasure to have such a skilled man and working on our behalf.
Copy, Rob. I just add that Macklin went back and told Hesperides what he had done to help the family. So that's brilliant. Sorry, I cut you off short, Rob, in this to try and manage time. Okay. He says, "Yeah, thank you for the flattery. What can we do for you?"
So we've got a little something that should fall right into your area of expertise, if you wouldn't mind helping us out. So
Okay.
we have become aware that there are certain activities taking place on the Necropolitan Hill that
What?
night that should not be happening. And
What?
we would like you to keep an eye on things,
Ooh.
if possible, and let us
He
know what is going on, and if
he
possible, follow the people involved to find out who they are.
shivers all over when you mention the whole Necropolitan Hill thing. If you do remember, the people of the Twist are fairly scared of that right out there.
Yeah.
Is
I mean, I wouldn't mention this to anyone else, but obviously knowing your skills and bravery, we thought that you might be able to handle this.
I have a couple of brave lads.
Now, obviously, we wouldn't do anything. You know, we wouldn't expect you to
put yourself at risk.
That might put you at risk. So this is purely information gathering.
Indeed.
What are we looking for?
If we knew that, we would have had the answers to what we searched for already.
Yeah.
Sadly, we're not too sure.
Strange comings and goings. People who are there who should not be there.
So you want a report? What, at the end of the week, or of everything that's happened, or is this more pressing? What?
It's a bit more pressing. So yeah. So if you could come and let us know when you.
Oh. Okay, so I need a runner. Got it. You can see he's doing the logistics in his head. He says, where will you be? Will you be at your house? That's a bit of a ways across town. Is it possible that you could locate yourselves closer?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? We could stay at our old digs.
Are our old digs closer to the?
Not greatly, but there are any number of bars and restaurants in the area that could stay open. That stay open quite late.
We were in the Rose District, weren't we?
Yeah. Oh, you were at the edge of that. You know what? That's not that far. So if you guys do want to go back to those old apartments, they're actually not in use. So they're still the house has not hired anyone to move into them.
Yeah. So yeah, we could stay there. And yeah, that's not too far from Necropolitan. That's, it's what, a couple of canals over. It's not that far.
With a good fast runner, get you information within half an hour, maybe less.
Yeah.
From something happening.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So yeah, basically keep an eye on the comings and goings, and if people who are there that shouldn't be leave, then maybe arrange to have them followed. Find out where they go.
Very, very good. Now, what I'm going to do is sort of call that the end as he runs off to do what he needs to do. I apologize because I don't think once again that Christine got to do the interaction I would have liked her to get to do. But I do need to move us slightly along. So what I'm going to, I'm sorry?
That is fine. I feel I'm
all right.
Perfectly happy.
All right. With that understanding, what I'm going to do is see if I can grab, where am I? Boom. And throw up a slightly different view onto your Roll20 just so you have it.
Yay.
Little atmospherics for you. And at the same time, I'd like to go to the rolls that we need to make. So let us, actually, I pulled you down here when I really probably need to first of all go to the engagement roll. So let us look at this. I know that this is a bit wishy-washy as far as a engagement, but let us go through the motions anyway. So what do you think this is? Is this more of a stealth type thing? You've got guys that are spying and looking.
Yeah, I would say stealthy. Yeah, stealth type thing. Yeah.
All right.
Anyone else?
So you already met. I'm just looking to make a roll to get you to the point of engagement here. So is this? Of course, it's almost always bold and daring. And so you're 2 dice. I don't think it's well. It is contingent upon your information getting to you, and and the speed that it needs to get there. So I'm gonna cost you a die. So you're at 1 die. Does the plan leverage the house's strengths?
Yes, it leverages us. We are the house's strength. The best strength, great strength our house has. That is us.
We are working with the common man. So
I think so. That's fine enough. I'm happy. There's 2 friends. Contacts provide aid or insight. Are enemies interfering? So can friends or contacts provide aid or insight? So it is your contacts that are providing the insight. So I gave you a minus die earlier for having to go through that, but I'll give you a plus die because you are using people. So we're at 3. However, I'm going to say that there are going to be some rivals interfering. We're down to 2. Will this endanger reflect poorly upon one of your? No. Well, is there any way that this could reflect poorly on one of your paramours?
Don't think so.
Moon.
I know. I didn't.
But she's not a paramour.
No, not anymore. Sorry, Rob. So I'm at 2 die. And I think that's an awesome one to roll, and let's see what happens.
We can use a lady's favour to give us another dice on the engagement.
Very good. We're
I'm
at
fine
3.
with the paramour thing because, you know, I mean, yeah. She can burn herself.
Who wants to roll?
I think Christine should. I always think Christine should roll.
You always think I should roll. I know you do.
Let's do it.
Dice, aren't I? Yeah. 3d6s? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
3 of those little d6s.
Here we go. We're gonna get double 6s this time. Look at that.
We did get double 6s. Yeah.
You
That
asked,
is
I provided.
Yeah.
absolutely well done.
We
Okay.
had them all in the act.
Exactly, pretty much. So here's how we'll play this: is you're at your apartment when there's a bang 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 on the door.
I assume we're all at the apartment, yeah. So everyone's back.
Yes, absolutely. You're all together. You are waiting, knowing that this is coming. You've talked amongst yourselves about the various things that you did during the pre on this, and there's an urchin at the door. He says, "It's happening."
Okay. Well, we're all ready to go, so we'll follow him back and get the skinny as we go. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you have different loads you can actually click on your characters. We haven't really done that very often.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
you can do whatever you don't. Well, please,
Can
you
I,
can go as heavy as you want.
Loaded to bear, I think. Yeah, loaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys are loaded.
Loaded.
I assume you're all loaded, Rob.
Yeah, I am fully loaded. Armor is on.
How much stress are you carrying?
You don't want to ask.
How is it that you always start an action with loads of stress?
Mate, I might be gauche and all the rest of it, but I've got a soft touch for small children who are about to lose their life and leg.
No, I mean that's fair enough.
I've got 2 stress left. That's it.
It's not an isolated incident. That's what I'm saying.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Granddad has materialized with you and is following along.
Excellent. I'll
Okay.
have an impolite conversation with him as to where the hell he's been going, and surely he should be burying the hatchet with Sasha sometime soon, because this is ridiculous.
The hill itself is tier upon tier upon tier of overgrown, crumbling graves. So outside of the hill, there's a low wall. There's a gate that is permanently open for those who wish to go mourn. There is a gatehouse with a light in it, where usually there's one of the Death Watchers who stay there to police the hill. There are numerous olive trees that have overgrown big portions of the hill, providing a lot of greenery, but also sinking their roots down through the ground and over big tablets of stone that have fallen over. And there are bushes that have overgrown. There's gorse running up the back of both sides of the hill that have yellow flowers that are, of course, muted in the darkness as you guys are moving that direction. There's the thing about it is where you look back at the hills of your own city that are full of dots of light. There's this hill. Okay, sorry. Whereas if you look back at your own city, with all of its lights, this hill stands out as a blank on the horizon. There are no farms with lights. There are no buildings. The only lights you see are there at the gate. The rest of the hill seems really dark.
Okay. Right,
And
take us.
you can see, standing ready to provide his report, is your senior fox.
Mhm.
He says, we talked with the Death Watchers, and they let us know that we could have people inside in case something happened. But up on tier 3, around the back side of the hill, he points up. He says, "There's been some sort of incursion. There are people there. Maybe 10, maybe 12.
Okay.
The Death Watchers are honestly a bit afraid to go up there."
Okay. Tier 3, back of the hill. Let's go.
Okay.
We need to
Okay.
take the Death Watchers with us for our backup, though.
So,
Okay.
Anthony,
Yeah, I mean, if they're worried about being at the front, they can stay behind.
Yeah, they can be the backup. They can be.
yeah, they could be second defence. Can I ask a question? Your image on the right hand side, on
Yes.
Roll20,
What?
that looks like
Put that there.
looks like an owl, and so does that. I mean, is this intentional?
No,
Owl
that's all
faces.
AI.
It's all
I have no
AI.
idea what this is either. Who put that there?
Oh,
You.
I
That's
don't know.
That's one of you guys.
But somebody's opened up a grave, haven't they? The bastards.
Well done with your art. Very good. Let's see here. So I think I had. Okay.
I think it was Christine. She's the only one who's arty enough to be able to pull something like that off.
The moon is, unlike in the picture, is not full. It is probably about halfway to about halfway occluded. There's some clouds. As you rush up the hill, and you have 6 of the Death Watchers behind you, you do realize you're making a decent amount of noise.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get the Death Watchers to hang back.
Okay.
Move in a
We'll
few
move
minutes,
in,
basically.
yeah.
If they delay the move in, I don't know,
Okay.
Yeah. Move a bit slower and quieter
4 or 5
while
minutes.
we move up. Yeah.
So as we talk about the terraces, there's sort of some central stairs that climb the hill that are stone and fairly broken, and then there are flat terraces that run around at different levels. Those terraces are that's how they sort of figure out where they are on the hill. There's probably about 200 to 300 yards in between terraces as it climbs this hill. So when you get about the second, number one, you've been going up a lot of broken stairs in the dark. Even the most fit among you are feeling a slight bit of drawing of the breath a little bit faster as you the blood pounds in your sides of your neck. And then you can see off around the side, there are stairs from various angles. I don't know if you want to proceed to the 3rd level and go around. You want to go to the 2nd level and come up. You guys tell me what you want to do.
Where are we aiming to go?
Tier 3.
Tier 3 around towards the back of the hill.
Is there a tier
So yeah,
4?
maybe go up to tier 2, work our way round.
Okay. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Felix.
Is there a tier 4?
Yes.
I'd like to try and get the higher ground.
Ooh, come down at them.
Well, I'd like to get the higher ground. So if there's a way of doing that so that I'm higher than them, so I've got
You
ground
could.
so
On this side of the hill, you could go all the way up to the 4th, skirt around, and then come down. Absolutely.
yeah. So
Okay,
I'm,
so-
yeah, so we could send the Death Watch in from the bottom.
Yeah,
Ah,
We swoop in from the top down.
yeah. So they go up to tier 2 and go round, and we'll go up to tier 4 and come down at them. Yeah.
does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go with that.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
prefer to just go tier 3 and walk straight to them. But, you know,
Yeah, but that's just your ghostness talking.
I know. So let's do that, shall we? And you guys, so everybody else goes up to 4. The Foxies go to 2, and I go straight to 3, and I'll illuminate the whole bloody lot for you, and then we can pick them off one by one.
Okay, so while they're killing Mocklin, then we can come in and
Whilst
Yeah.
As Mocklin is spending the very last of his stress making light.
I'll send down the barrels of explosives and alcohol.
I know, because you'll probably have remembered that you already put them on the hill.
Well,
What
yeah,
I'd like to
Flashback to the fact we've set them up behind the yeah.
that and bears. That and bears.
We could get some
Um,
bears.
Before we get to bears and exploding things, let us take a quick 5-minute break for bio, and then we're gonna do this thing.
Okay.
Very
Okay,
good?
Let's
Good?
do
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yay!
And we're back. So let us see how our team deals with this. Okay, so are we actually in a three-pronged movement with the Death Watchers down on level 2, moving around the side of the hill to cut off going down, and you up on level 4 going across, and it's a shorter around the hill.
Seems
And
like,
it, and is Mocklin going VFR direct? Sorry, visual flight rules. You're just going direct. That's a term.
I'll take Sasha's best judgment on whether or not that's a wise thing to do. So she says, yeah, go for it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. If we know how long it's going to take before we all kind of like converge, then I'll delay my travel through tier 3 so that we kind of like get to the same place at roughly the same time. And then the instruction would be, before we journey off, the instruction would be wait until the light, the bright light comes, and then that's your cue to go.
So can I have a flashback?
Please.
So flashback is that while we were at the flat, Pietro was filling paper tubes or cardboard tubes.
Yeah.
With a compound that sort of seems to contain like a silvery metal.
Ooh.
And some powder and some various bits and pieces.
Okay.
Kind of caps them off and hands them round to the group. So basically prepared some flares.
Oof. So that will save Mocklin from burning a stress.
Yeah.
And I think this is a one stressor. This is something you could have knocked out easily. And if you have anything to kill that stress,
it's not worth it. I'll save that for
okay.
Another. For one stress, I'll save that for another flashback.
Very, very good.
Look at
Anyone else have a flashback?
Stress.
I
know.
One whole stress, you know.
I get out of control.
Hey, you know, I'm willing to do it for the party, you know. I'm willing to be the monster.
I'm gonna burn a stress as well.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much stress you burn. Go ahead.
Basically, it's a flashback. Sorry, it's a flashback again. It's a similar thing, but it's barrels of pure alcohol.
Okay.
That we've got together, small barrels, like about 20 pints worth. That the orphans can put on their backs with fuses of different lengths.
I'm sorry. My imagination is going off on this. This is wonderful.
I just have to ask the question. Are the orphans supposed to just run with the barrels and then explode, or do they get to drop the barrels first and run away?
We're not doing that. We're rolling it down the hill.
Okay.
Hang on. I do have a question. Where did the orphans come in?
Okay. The orphans are basically they're dotted around, yeah?
God. Oh, you mean our foxes?
You said orphans.
I know.
You did say orphans.
This is why my question is where did the orphans come from?
The street urchins.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So our foxes.
Are they foxes now?
You do have contacts amongst the street people. You could have gathered together for some people to be at different places across the hill with barrels.
Yeah.
This is a 3 stressor.
That's good because I don't get any stress when I do something causing chaos.
We will. Okay.
Party crasher.
Okay.
And we're definitely doing that.
We will.
Once per errand, any flashbacks where you've arranged a distraction or employed mayhem cost no stress.
Very good. Now, what I will say is because you have no idea of where this type of thing would happen, I want a roll of some sort that gives me an idea of how effective your efforts have been for the particular location that these people are at. Okay?
So
Because,
this hill that we're on, yeah,
yep,
is it the only hill?
yes.
It's quite a big hill.
I mean,
that-
yes, they're at the top, but you know what? Rolling a barrel down that hill, there's a lot of crap in the way.
There's a lot of
There's
crap.
there's tombs, there's low metal fences, there's trees, there's bushes, there's little boulders, there's broken sarcophagi. There,
Yeah, if you look at the picture on the left, you can kind of see.
What about trebuchet?
I get the feeling you're going to set light to the fire.
I wouldn't have done it if I'd known that there were so many obstacles. I wouldn't have done it. So
okay, no. Then you're not going to burn. You're not going to burn anything. I see now what you were thinking was that you had sort of a clear line from the top of the hill to anywhere you wanted.
But
Sadly, that's
a trebuchet can if there's lots of objects, we'll just have a trebuchet.
okay.
Plan to roll it.
So at the top of the hill, you have a trebuchet that you have put together with the help of Pietro in the daytime.
So
You've sort of. I'm sorry.
For the weight, we've got like about 4 or 5 orphans just sitting at one end of it.
Okay.
Are the orphans wearing any wings?
Yeah.
Oh no, the weight doesn't go very far. I mean, the weight just gets kind of hoisted up and then
Yes.
down. So the weight doesn't.
Yeah, I just imagine them being in the wrong place at the wrong time and they seem to be at the wrong end.
Yeah, I mean, if the trebuchet goes wrong,
But there's a lead weight at one end of the trebuchet.
6 orphans are catapulted past your head.
The extra weight for the orphans is
When he rolls a 1.
Got it. I got it, Felix. Pull it down.
So that it's like a big hammer with a lead weight at one end.
Yeah.
The orphan weight is putting it down to hook it back. There's a like a leather sling shot there which puts a barrel.
Okay.
And we've also
if we run out of
out,
ammunition, we can always fire orphans.
we've also worked out the levels and how much how you set it to land at each level depending on where these people might turn up.
And you've trained the orphans to do this.
We've basically that's it.
Okay. So Felix, yeah, this is as much as you can do a mayhem thing, you're still taking 4 stress.
Well, even though I'm not.
Yep.
I don't think that's stress.
I would give you 6 or 7 or 8 if I had my way, but you're using your mayhem. And the thing is, the older boy who you have done all the training with, he nods and says, "Oh yeah, we got this." And I want to roll now, pre what happens. No, stop.
Okay.
We'll make that roll when it happens.
Yeah, you don't
because you think you've got this kid to understand the magic of your trebuchet and how to set fuses for different levels. And I mean, there's any number of problems that you see with this plan, but if it goes off perfectly, holy crap, could be really cool.
Absolutely.
Could be. Is definitely the operative word? It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
And I would like to know what Pietro thought when he was asked about this trebuchet building.
I'm thinking that Lorenzo probably very wisely didn't tell us about it.
Very good. So what I'll say is, I mean, this is a lot of activity on the hill over multiple days. We're not talking one day to get stuff up there, build a trebuchet, train children on how to use it. I'm thinking this is a multi-day thing that you knocked out. I mean, I think Felix, I think that when you make your roll
The
later,
yeah.
go ahead. No.
I'm using a
Speak.
number of different things. I've got some of the gear already. So, how many pieces of we've got for loaded? We've got 4 to 6, haven't we?
This isn't part of your load. This is part of your flashback. You don't have to worry about that.
Fine. Okay. So, do you want me to roll for the flashback, or just
Nope. Nope. I'm going to roll it when you decide to use it.
Okay.
And the roll will determine multiple things. One, did the people who were sneaking on this hill see what was going on? Two, did you conceal it well enough if they didn't figure it out that they don't know it's there? Okay. And three, have you trained them well enough to possibly use it? And then four will determine the effect if it happens. All those things will be combined in your roll. And this roll, you'll tell me what the roll is. I'm not going to let you do a whole bunch of management of it. I'm going to make it hard as freaking sin, because this is pretty amazing. But you know what?
We've got the high ground.
I like the fact that your creativity has given us an opportunity that we would not have had otherwise. There are so let the fiction reflect that there are urchins at the top of the hill. There's a young preteen girl who has the basic understanding of trigonometry to have learned what needs to be done, and there are let's call it 5 barrels of ammunition. Is that good?
Yep.
And a bear. No, there's not a bear. And they are in waiting for a special signal, and it can be a particular color because it's a female, so she's not going to be colorblind, most likely. That you have prepared ahead of time with Pietro when he's making his paper flares. So, what color is launch a barrel at this location?
Yeah.
I'm there.
You're not using your.
Why do I have
I'm
to-
sorry?
I'm there. I just tell her.
No.
There, where?
We're at level 3, aren't we?
Yes.
So
How do you signal to the top of the hill to shoot?
I thought we were at the top. We were above them.
Oh
look.
no, you're above them, but the
You
hill
haven't-
continues further.
You haven't listen. You asked where the barrels were. They were at the top
Yes.
of the hill. Yeah.
Yes.
We're on the level above them.
Yes.
Yeah. So
There's 2, maybe 3 more levels above. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Felix. I keep getting cut off, and it's technology. It's not because I'm cutting you off. I apologize. Go ahead. Tell me what you're saying.
Okay. You were asking where they were. I wanted the stash is at the top of the hill. Yeah. Everything is at the top of the hill. Yeah.
Perfect.
When we know that what level they're on, we send someone ahead to tell them to come to the level that we're at. So I'm there with them with the trebuchet, a level up above the meeting. So we're not sending it. We're not firing it from the top. This is a portable thing. It's not a big. It's not. It's literally just to launch a couple of relatively small barrels.
Okay. So the trebuchet will be.
I'm at the level where the trebuchet is, which is hopefully the level above, because we've sent
Okay.
and they've come down.
Got it. No, I've got it. So there's not a signaling problem. And for those of us who are watching this, this is how you manage a awesome event. The trebuchet it's designed around launching a small barrel for 300, 400, 600 yards. I love it. And you have so when you sent the urchin running up the hill to the other urchins, they quickly disassemble and bring the pieces down the hill, reassemble roughly at your area. Now, this is as you're coming around. There's a lot of timing going on here, okay? I know you roll double sixes, and I'm giving a ridiculous amount of latitude because of the double sixes that Sasha rolled. I mean, the latitude's out of control.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you do.
We got some.
So,
How much?
about the-
I mean, I just got a question. How much damage do you think that a honey-starved bear would cause if it was launched from a trebuchet
with a monkey on his head.
with a monkey on its head with a switchblade?
Honey badger.
Yeah. God
You
bless.
wouldn't launch it from a trebuchet. You could just literally tell it to run up the hill with the monkey screaming at the front.
You know, this is fantasy and this is role playing. If we can't do this type of stuff, then what the hell are we doing? You know, I love it. Okay, so as you're rounding the hill, Pietro, Sasha, and Lorenzo, on that third level, you're looking down and you're trying to be quiet. Quiet. Down the hill come not a horde, but a throng of urchins with pieces and parts of wood and barrels, and they start assembling the trebuchet that you had drawn. You thought it was a bit of a joke, but you drew this trebuchet out for Lorenzo, and lo and behold, the trebuchet appears before your eyes.
Okay. Well, I mean, but Pietro is quite frankly a bit amazed by this. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, then he sort of stands and thinks a bit, and he looks at Lorenzo, and he looks at the trebuchet, and he kind of. So now he's going to base it. So he's going to work with them to build the trebuchet and correct any mistakes they've made, and
love it. And we'll get you an extra die on that, Lorenzo, later on.
Extra die.
And by the way, and you see the young preteen urchin who's in the lead of this thing. She's a little bit concerned that you're trying to take over her job of putting this together, but she yields because you're an adult. And you know, you think this young lady may have some real engineering potential.
Mhm.
She's smart as can be, and she's drawn some lines in the dirt that sort of correspond to some of the where the trebuchet would go, and the torsion that needs to be done, and you see that she's got a basic grip of maths.
Okay, well, I mean, in that case, Pietro is going to take more of a teaching role, and he'll, try and lead by question. And,
Very good.
Work out where she's strong and praise her on that, and where she's weak, maybe try and guide her to the right sort of answers. So,
Brilliant.
so try not to step in and take over, but more help her.
Now, the reason that you have set the trebuchet where you have, and why you have gone where you're at, is down amongst the olive trees below you, possibly close to in between level 2 and 3. There's a jumble on the hill of rock, gorse, broken stelae, broken monuments. It's all a jumble. And in that area, you have spotted motion. Not light, but motion. There's someone moving around down in that area. And that's why you're sort of setting up quietly now in hopes of taking these people by surprise. Meanwhile, you do know that you have a direct arrow heading towards them who will give you a warning, though that direct arrow may not know that there's like barrels of burning alcohol that might dump over them. But that stressed out individual is heading for a confrontation.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe not light the first couple of barrels. Maybe.
Ooh, just drench him.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea. So let us. I mean, we've had a lot of role playing for Rob tonight, but I think we've got to get into an interesting situation.
Okay.
Rob, as you come around the. Sorry.
I said, let's go, rock in there. Yep.
Okay, rock in there. Mocklin, you come around the edge and you can see that there's a group of people wearing dark robes who are up about halfway between level 2 and 3. You're not sure exactly what they're doing. There's looks to be about 12. And then you hear the scream. And I lean forward. It's a child's scream.
I reckon that's Cosimo, because I imagine he screams like a girl. Okay, I was going to count to 100. I think I've got to around about 68, but the scream is, so I'm going to move swiftly and I'm going to use a seam of light, basically from the moon, and I'm going to just project a cast of light over the whole area, which, as far as I'm aware of, is a signal for we're in position.
Are you going to
Deep
use
breath, deep breath. You don't need to use stress. Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
use
go.
Flare. I've given you a flare that you can use.
Yeah. So you don't have to use
the whole
stress.
place, and then toss a flare.
Oh.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
don't know.
So you're illuminating a circle.
Yeah, basically.
You're illuminating a big circle around.
Encompasses the whole 12, and then once I've done that, I'm going to basically throw the flares in, because I don't know how long they're going to take before they go off, and then I'm just going to shout out, "Okay, you bone fuckers, you're all under arrest. Come quietly, or meet the consequences. You got no right of being up in. Who shot me? Right." Pistol out, and then basically I'm training it on one of them.
Very good. So those of you on the next level, you hear the shriek of a child. All of a sudden, there is a burst of light midway down the hill where you saw the movement. The burst of light illuminates a scene. This scene is a bit grisly, in that there is one of the probably snatched from the streets urchins, actually your urchins might even know them, who is splayed across a piece of fallen stone, and there's a person across them cutting them. The light shines over this whole scene. There's like 12 people chanting around, and all of a sudden flares go off and you can see Mocklin moving into this circle. So as you make your decisions up on your hill, actually I'm going to force that decision. Those of you on the hill, what
I am going to shoot the person who's just cut the child as well. So when you get around to it, you know what my intent is, because I've already said I'll draw my pistol.
I like it. Actually, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, so I'm really, really crap at doing anything. What would I actually roll it against? Sasha, what would I roll it against? A hunt, really,
Skirmish,
isn't it?
because you're engaging a target in combat. You may be combat at distance, but it's still combat.
Entangle.
I mean, I tend to roll Tinker simply because I've got, a customized pistol.
Yeah.
With sights and everything. But that's just me.
Okay.
You could
how much stress would it take for me to guide the bullet to aim true?
1.
Okay, I'll take that 1 stress, and the pistol goes off.
Boom. You guys
risky?
see the light? No, it's not. This is going to happen because of your stress. So the light goes off above. You see this scene, and then you see the person that is leaning over this child just spun around and drops to the ground.
How
You use your pistol plus your magic. I'm going to shrink your magic use just to 1 stress, and you just blasted the guy. Where do you want to hit him? No, I'll give you that. Where do you want to hit him?
Straight in the forehead.
Okay, he's dead. You crushed this guy. Brilliant.
Okay, so that was my single shot pistol used. Then I pull out my second pistol. And then I go, freeze, motherfuckers.
Okay, now those of you up the hill,
and then I wait
you
for
have
the hill
seen
to respond.
Yes. What does the hill do?
How easily spaced out are people? I guess the Trebuchet's out of the question now because we're going to kill the girl, aren't we?
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. You could drench them all pretty well. They're spaced out well enough that if you were to hit the area with a barrel, you probably get about half of them. There's a large ring.
Is there a way of doing it safely without hitting the girl or Rob?
What you could do, and I'll throw this out there, is since this is a ring of people, and Rob just shot the one that was in the middle, you could aim offset to the side, either side, towards Rob or away from Rob. And if you do it towards Rob, you'll probably miss him with a splash of alcohol. If you go on the other side, you'll hit those guys. Okay? And we'll see how many you get.
Okay, we'll aim for, if you think I can do it, if I think that I can do it safely without hitting the girl, then I'll
then
I'll have a go at it. And at this
Go
stage,
for it.
At this stage, I'm not lighting the barrel. It's just a barrel of pure alcohol without being lit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
You gonna roll it?
Nope. Actually, yes. Let's do this. Let's do this roll now because this tells us a lot about how this is set up.
Okay, so I'm going to do a rec roll, and I'm going to have the 1 extra from the help.
Okay. I'm happy with that.
So
I'm very happy with that.
Is this risky?
Oh, it's no, this is desperate. Because you might get it because you don't want I think you don't want the urchin bathed in this.
No, I don't. But if there's any risk of doing that, I'm not going to do it.
There's always a teeny risk. Okay? So that's what makes it desperate. I think what do you think? Because you can always buy down the desperate. Remember that. So it's
off site. I'm happy to aim off site.
Okay.
Yeah. Away from the girl, as long as I know that, as long as it's very obvious that I'm going away from.
So here's the way I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this is desperate, but it's going to have standard effect. The desperate is it might splash the kid on the altar. Now, you can buy down that desperate with stress and make sure that she doesn't get splashed.
I'm already. I've only got one stress point left that I can take. So can I use my lucky charm?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely. Use that lucky charm.
Using my lucky
Very
charm.
good.
So we're going back to. Sorry, we're going. So now it's not desperate. It's now just risky or control.
Yep. Absolutely. It's risky.
It's just risky.
So, yep, absolutely.
Standard effect.
Risky standard. Well done. You used what you needed to do. Let's do it. One die? You only had one die?
No.
No.
Four
He's
dice.
got
One
a 6,
die
a
showed
3,
on-
a 4, and a 1.
Yeah, none of which are the 5 that showed on screen, which is weird, but there we go. That's the 3D
But you
die
got the
one.
6. A 5 shows up on my screen, and you got
Yeah,
a
that's what I
6.
got.
Your 6 is perfect. The girl who you've been educating on trigonometry, as she's trying to do this, when she releases that thing, it sails perfectly into that group and splashes the whole right side, if you're looking down the hill, of these people with this alcohol. And they're startled, but I mean, it doesn't do anything but get them wet to begin with. And they're like, what? And everyone's shocked in the group that is down there because their leader just got shot in the head and killed. And then almost instantaneously, this barrel crashes into the ground, throwing this liquid alcohol over a good portion of them. Okay.
So Pietro has started. I mean, as soon as the light came up, and obviously we heard the scream, Pietro started running down that hill.
Oh, that sounds like a Kate Bush song. Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, that's running up.
That's running up the hill. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's running down the hill and pulls out from beneath his cloak the barreled flintlock shotgun.
Ooh. Yes.
Because this is close quarters combat. A pistol ain't gonna cut it.
Very good. Okay. I would like to ask what Sasha is doing. Because once again, we want to know what Sasha's doing.
Okay, so Sasha is obviously up above looking down on this scene that's unfolding in front of her.
Yes.
And she pulls out the AK-47 that she has had.
I
that
thought you.
Pietro has sort of created for her.
No, sorry. I'm going to have a flashback. I've created a makeshift Barrett Light 50.
And basically, I am using my sharpshooter skill to there it is, to unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress your target. And my target are all these figures down the bottom there. I want to keep them down on the ground, on their faces, in the dirt, so that they cannot.
Lovely.
I love it.
Cannot actually get away, and they cannot intimidate or my colleagues.
Absolutely. And that's phenomenal. Go for it.
Yeah. And I am using my skirmish, which is to engage a target, because I'm engaging them in fight.
Absolutely.
Is this risky, or do I
It's risky. Yeah. So the only risky bit of it is that Mocklin is getting pretty damn close to the whole bit.
Okay. Is it a standard effect, or?
Yep, standard. They will be faces in the dirt.
And I'll be using my lucky charms to increase my me dice. And
very good.
Yeah.
Use those things up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, the local Lucky Charm salesman's doing a good business out of that.
Yeah, he is. Let's see this roll. I'm excited.
And I think I'm right in saying I have to push stress into it as well. Does that get me an extra dice, or?
What are you using the stress for?
Does the skill say you need to?
I'm
use stress?
sure. I'm sure
What does it
it's. Push
Oh,
yourself.
it does say,
Yes, it's push yourself. So I have to use stress.
Yeah.
The 2 points
Okay.
of stress taken for this.
Okay,
But
let's
that
do it.
dice as well.
It doesn't alter the number
Yes.
of dice that I
Sorry?
know of. I don't think
Well,
it alters the number of dice.
Well, if it says push yourself, then you get something. So either a dice or an increased effect, surely.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what do you wish? Do you wish an extra die, or do you wish an effect to go up?
I'm going to go for an extra dice.
I think that's usually a really good idea, unless hey, Felix, you're blurry. There you go. I couldn't see your happy face and see your expression.
I'm going for it.
Yay!
Hey!
And again, only one dice came up. Oh no, you got.
No, I got all my
You
dice.
got all of them. I only got one of them, which is.
I
not-
see only one on the screen, which is amazing. However, it is the 5 that she did get.
Oh, I see 6.
Yeah, she sees a 6, but it's not.
What? That's,
I see
so.
Got 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 is what is on Sasha's screen.
Okay, so
Weird.
so do you?
No.
We've always said-
We've always ruled it's what the writing comes up
In the
with.
chat.
So I'm happy for it to be a 5. That's not a problem.
So I'm seeing a 1, 3, 3, 2, 5.
Yeah, that we
And
always
I
go with what's
have
in the. Don't worry.
Zero idea of why this is happening because they should have fixed this
Yeah.
by now. Whatever the case, it's a 5. So bang, 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 as you are laying down fire. All of them hit the ground. Okay.
Lovely.
Because they're, oh crap, we're under fire. We need to take cover. Some of them are wet. One of them is dead. What I will say is that with that 5,
Yeah.
I want to roll from Mocklin. Not because you're going to get shot, but because, okay. Anyway.
Oh, and I see a 2, and it said it's a 1.
I know, and it shows a 1.
Yeah.
Where
So,
did she hit
so-
me?
In your
In the
dead center forehead. No. You take a light wound, not from her hitting you because she is much too good for that. But when she was shooting in that area, there's a shatter of one of the tombstones, and those rocks flew across and just lacerated the side of your face.
Great.
That's
more
going to be an
scars.
easy. That's an easy heal.
Yeah, as well as the burnt hand and shit.
Yeah.
It'll give you handy access to blood.
Oh yeah, as it starts streaming down my cheek and what have you, and it just accidentally flows into my magic knackery.
You're just thinking of him always. You know.
Just gotta stick your tongue out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Who wants to do something next in the situation? Felix?
We could use a trebuchet again.
Oh yeah.
If we were to use a trebuchet, do we already get an extra dice because we know this girl's pretty nifty doing it?
That's a great argument. I love the fact that you're manipulating the fiction for yourself. That's phenomenal. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you want to hit the other side of the group that's closer to Rob this time? Because you already hit the other side.
Well, the girl hasn't been rescued as yet, has she? So
No, she's
So I-
still on the stone.
I'm not taking that risk then.
You
not
could
gonna
get the other. You could get the other side just like you did before.
Yeah,
Just
I
the side towards Rob.
We did the other side as well, so they're completely drenched.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going for the same lot, but they're now they're grounded, so they're pretty easy.
Okay. No. So you're aiming. You aimed on one side, away from Rob,
Yeah,
away from Mocklin.
yeah,
You drenched them.
yeah.
There's the other side.
I aimed away from the girl and away
Yes.
from Rob.
The girl's in the middle.
The girl
You went one side, you can go the other side. Or you can go back. Or
Okay, we'll go the other side. If Rob gets soaked, I'm sure he'll use common sense and run away.
Yeah, he's shown so much common sense.
very good. You're going to get an extra die
He might have to
from
strip off.
this girl
have to
being
strip
so
off.
well trained by Pietro.
He might have to strip off. Right. So we're now going from controlled and standard again, yeah?
Risky standard.
Are we getting nudity now as well? Somebody's having to strip off.
Yeah, it's Lorenzo.
We've almost
he just
done
wants to see me naked.
This isn't like our Blaze in the Dark game. We probably did every possible thing wrong you could do. Oh, 4. Brilliant. The barrel smashes in and it covers all of them and Rob.
It's a 6 as well. Yeah.
It's a 6.
It's a 6.
Oh, I was
Yes,
looking at the
4,
stupid
6,
thing on the
3, 3.
screen.
Yeah, stop looking at the
Okay.
dice rolls.
Right.
I don't know why it's doing this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
I think it's the roll 20
the roll
thing
was-
tonight.
Did it get
No,
Rob's
the-
trousers? It got Rob's trousers, didn't it?
nah, well, only in one spot. So so the roll was a 4-6-3-3. The 6 is what we were looking for. You drenched the second side of the bad guys, the cultists, the whatever, and you did not cover Rob with alcohol. Okay.
Yay.
They're all trying to stand back up now, even though the shots came down. They're trying to figure out what to do.
That's when Pietro arrives.
Yes, it is. Let us see what happens
Oh
now.
my god!
Okay.
Fuck, gun's gone off.
Well, yeah, that'll be Meg then.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, we've got two large dogs.
Nice.
Always dangerous.
Is that another
Oh.
flashback? Is that another flashback where Sasha sends the dogs in to gas them out?
I'll tell you, it'd probably work.
Yeah, it would do.
Okay, so Pietro basically strides in with his shotgun ready. He says, "Nobody move! First one who moves gets a belly full of lead and goes up like a torch."
Oh, that actually reminds me. What happens when the alcohol landed the first time round? Where the flares that I threw in?
It was before the alcohol.
Yeah, so the flares would have been going when the trebuchet went in.
Oh, that's a good question.
Just asking, out of morbid curiosity. Because I've also in my loadout, I've got a bag of marshmallows and a stick.
Here's what I'm going to say, and I'm just going to do this because in the interest of time. I think that the fire has spread broadly, and what this does is it terrifies those in the area when Pietro says what he says. I will give Pietro an extra die on what he is attempting to do right now, which seems to be a social move of some sort. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm making a sway.
And you get an extra die because of the terror of all the fire from Rob's flares setting everything around them, maybe even some of them who are batting it out on fire. Okay?
Okay, so position?
This is risky, and
Yep.
the effect is going to be, I think standard. I think it's, yeah.
Okay, so they're surrounded by fire. I've also got a very menacing weapon, and their leader's been killed. Can I get an extra die for that?
Yep. Go for it.
2 extra die.
I'm happy with that. There's the 5s that I was looking for.
Didn't get a
Okay.
6. 5.
So you see a group of them are raising their hands and looking around, and you see two of them tear off down the hill.
I shoot one.
Okay. Right. So hang on. For a start, well, a question first. Where are the Necropolitan guards? They should be coming up the hill.
They are down the hill. These guys are running towards them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. And now mocking.
Lachlan?
Okay, so one of the guys that are running off down the hill, I shout freeze, and then I use my second pistol, and I'll take another stress, but I'm going for a leg shot.
Very good.
Well, no, Mocklin said it first. I didn't get you, so I'm going to go after.
Oh, sorry. Did you
Fair
want to do
enough.
something?
I'm going to shoot another one. But
you do that first then.
No, you got in there first. You said it first, so you go.
Oh,
no,
are you sure?
Both of you
let's do
guys
it
are taking a
together.
shot.
Go on, roll it together.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are taking shots.
Yep.
Each
Yeah.
of you with slightly different things. Mocklin, what is your shot?
It's the same
What
as
are you
last time.
using?
I'm just going to apply a little bit of magic to make the bullet aim true for the leg.
You know that's one more stress.
Yep.
Okay. You got him.
Okay.
I'm going center of mass with a shotgun, so should be an easy.
Boom. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Position.
Standard. It's this is easy. This is it's not risky. You're just gonna blast this guy. He's running off. Or oh wow. Did you see how that rolled on the screen?
Yeah,
I had a 1 a die with a 1 on it. I was like, yay! Oh no.
I know, but I mean, 4 dice rolled for me, and I saw 4 dice, but I can see only 1 on.
That's weird. Okay, so here's what happens. You hit him center mass. The problem is you kill him outright.
That's not a
Yeah,
problem.
okay.
I'm okay with that.
Well, you may not see that as a problem, but it's not a no, he's on fire. And he falls, and
That should intimidate the rest.
it's more than that. The fire is now looping back through the grass towards everyone in the area, and you've moved sort of into that area.
So how did I set him alight?
I think it was
I mean,
no, it's not. It's not him. No.
No,
So I think as your shotgun goes off, the wadding falls at your feet, and the fire goes away from you to the right, to those people. You can back away from it as it is coming towards you without problem.
Okay.
But it is rushing towards those folks across the alcohol-soaked ground.
Well,
And it is what it is.
yeah, I'm training my shotgun on them anyway. So it can I guide them away from the fire? And so basically, get up, go over there.
They're trying to move, and what I'll do is I want a luck roll from Lorenzo. Just give me a D6, because he's the one that sent me the ignition ?
Yeah, he's instigator is what he is. Oh,
I love it. What could possibly go
Don't
wrong
Screen.
in this
Read
situation?
the list. Don't look at the screen.
Oh, he got a 5. Okay,
Yeah.
You got a 5, not a 1.
dang it. Okay, so he gets a 5, not a 1. Unbelievable. The fire rushes off to your right, Pietro, towards the ones in that group, and they're freaking out. But you see a stream of fire move off towards the broken stones where the orphan is. It's moving rapidly.
Okay. Well,
You see it too, Mocklin.
To the rock.
is she chained?
Yep.
Yeah, is she chained to the rock or just
Yes,
tied?
she is. She's it's hempen rope.
Okay.
I'll get the girl because my bullet's gone off because you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
let me roll last time. So the other guy's got a ball in his leg. He's clipped. He's nobbled, so he was not going to get far.
You've gone blurry, Felix. There you go.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do?
So after so Pietro basically goes boom with his scattergun, okay, and I basically plow a little bit of magic into to assist the bullet to wing or to wound this other guy. So that's happened. So basically, both things go off simultaneously. As soon as that's happened, because it's an old-fashioned pistol, not an AK-47, it's a single-shot use. So I basically put that in my, and then I basically run on over and I pull a knife and I start sawing off the ropes.
Well done.
So
Well done.
I'm going into the fire to rescue the girl.
When you see that happen, you can also see this line of fire rushing towards where she's at.
Yeah.
I want to jump really quickly to Sasha. Sasha, you have spotted a cultist, whatever you want to call these people, who was further back in the woods. This one has a rifle of some sort and has gone to a kneeling position and is aiming towards Mocklin.
Okay. That's Cosimo. He's dead. If I can do it, I'm using my sharpshooter skill.
It could be. Could be.
Oh, that's who I think it is. That's
Fair
who
enough.
I think it is. And I'm using my sharpshooter skill to try basically and do a ranged attack.
Yes. Let's see
Load
it.
in as many dice as you can. Strength, lucky charm.
Get on it. I want to see this.
Oh, sorry.
Felix, you're making us look like we're boring with your yawn. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, at least I tried to cover.
Come on, Rob. Oh, man. Everybody thinks this is boring.
No, is this
This is exciting.
Is this risky standard? What is this?
I'm going to say this is desperate because if the shot gets off, it's going to take out Mocklin across the table.
Lovely. Desperate. What's the
Absolutely.
effect? Standard?
It's going to standard. No, it's standard.
Lovely. Okay. I am putting my everything into it that I possibly can to give me my extra dice.
Okay.
Whether you should put one dice into the effect as well.
That's a really interesting idea.
To increase the effect.
Increase the effect.
As in, if
you
hit him, it would most likely be a wound. Yeah.
Yep. So if you were to put it into the risk portion and take it down from risky to a standard type thing, then their shot is not going to hit Mocklin. Right?
Okay. But
so you take it from risky down, or you go ahead.
Okay, so I guess three possibilities. Yes, as you say, take the effect down. The risk down.
Risk down. Mm-hmm.
Put the effect up. So standard effect, if it hits, what would it do?
It'll be a wound of some sort.
A wound, yeah. So if you put the effect up, kill shot.
Yep.
Have you got enough stress to do both?
Yes.
Ooh. She is when she lays out across that rifle.
Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty.
It gets serious.
Can I see this from? Can I see what's happening from above?
Are you still above with the orphans?
I don't think his Felix moved.
How far a distance is it?
300 plus yards.
Okay, yeah, can I see? I just want to know if I can see.
You can see the shapes. I mean, you can't get all the details of what's happening, but you can see the shapes.
I'm just gonna tell them to if I wave my arm up and down 3 times, it's to send another barrel. Yep, but I'm running down the hill.
Well done. Got it. You're on the way, and they're watching you. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I can roll my dice, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so this has gone down from risky now. That's it. To controlled. That's it.
Very good.
No,
No.
well, you can
No.
choose.
Okay.
You can spend one of those dice to either change the risk
Okay.
or change the effect or add a dice.
Okay.
So you've got 3 dice you can add on top, basically. So, yeah, you could keep it as risky
Yeah.
and make the effect increased.
So that it would be
Yep.
So it would be
death shot.
a kill shot.
Yeah, that would just
Let's
kill
do
it.
that.
And then still add a
Okay.
dice to the...
So it's no longer standard, it's limited now. That
No,
goes down.
it's
No.
now great.
Great.
It's not a
Great.
lucky charm or anything. Have you used
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah,
add
yeah.
an
Did
extra
you
dice.
did you did you
onto-
listen to
Okay.
Felix?
2 dice,
No.
yes.
Oh, sorry,
Charm?
what's...
Do you have
What?
a lucky charm?
Yeah, you already... Yeah, she's using the lucky charm.
She's used
Okay.
it. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Oh, yes! Little
Ooh,
so-and-so's going down.
Beautiful.
No.
Beautiful. So you lance this guy through the forehead, and probably the next guy beyond him.
There was another guy there.
I'm gonna kill another one. I mean, this is a double 6.
That's
It's
Yep.
phenomenal. I mean, and you drop them to the ground.
text.
Absolutely phenomenal shot. How cool. And, yeah, beautiful shot across there. The crack of that shot and then the effect is instantaneous. You've got a number of these guys now in, as up the hill are coming the death watch. Down the hill is coming Felix, or excuse me, Lorenzo, and you, Pietro. Across, you're all converging. You have caught a total of, not burning, not torn up, 6 individuals. Okay?
Yep.
And this is where we're sort of calling it that you've done this. And what I'd like to do is really rapidly move over to the info in Court of Blades. And let me roll up through all of your stupid fox pictures. And up through all your, oh, good freaking grief. I'm rolling up. You guys put all sorts of good stuff. Oh, there's monkeys and monkeys. And I finally get to where I want to go.
Discord.
You are going to capture Bonino Lavelle. You're going to capture.
That list.
Hang on.
I'm
Hang
trying to
Hang
find-
on.
I know, you're getting up there.
Oh my God, how far do we have to go?
I know,
What
you got
date
a ways to go. 10:07 p.m. on whatever day.
Okay,
What day?
so
What
Benino
day?
Laval.
It doesn't say the day.
It should be. Why does it not
why
say
is it
the
all-
day?
Oh, no, 02:17. Go above that.
217.
Oh, 17th of February.
It is, yeah,
Sorry,
17
gotta-
February.
gotta translate the American dates.
Monkeys.
There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, we
So
got
17 February, you get in amongst the 6, you get Bonino Lavelle, you get Marietta Alanda. Okay. And I will let you choose one more.
Ooh.
Your choice.
How about Faustina de Covetto?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Marietta Alanda. There we
Ooh,
go, yeah.
Lucretia.
Guys,
De Cal.
is Isabella in there?
No.
So there's a spies. I guess.
Yeah, who are we going for?
Ludovico.
Lodovico Corvetto,
There's
Lucretia
also him.
Faustina del Corvetto.
Macklin, what are you thinking? You guys all happy with?
How about Benata Bastion?
Okay.
Clear out our house.
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
I think we can deal with him later. Let's have somebody else.
Well, I'm thinking if we get Beneta Bastion, then we can explain to Uncle Lotto why, we're, how we're doing a favour for the house. I don't know.
Is that doing a favour for the house?
I mean,
Implicating the house in this. I'd rather have some power over the Corvettos.
Ooh. Okay.
yeah.
You guys?
Or over the Cornetto or Cornettos.
Corvettos.
It's the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah. Well, either power over the Corvettos or they're embarrassed and want to get rid of us to stop us talking. Sometimes it's good to tweak the nose of.
Oh, hang on. On that list is Isabella de Lavelle.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
who's that? Oh, yeah, I think something was said.
Yeah.
I just asked about her, and you said she wasn't there.
She's not there. That one's not there.
That one's not there. That's fine. Ooh. Well, as I say, my vote is for a Corvetto, but if you think it should be,
I seriously, I don't mind. Your call. You go for it.
Okay. Do you want the male, the Ludovico Corvetto, or do you want the Faustina?
Well, we would actually know. Well, I don't know which one's higher in the family, more embarrassing as a.
It's about the same, you think. So you guys make a call, and you have those three names for you to work. Okay? They are in your power.
Okay, so who are the other guys, and who is the leader?
Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, hang on.
Anthony, who's the leader?
The leader is dead and on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shot through the forehead. You do not know who that is.
And
it
who
does not appear someone you know.
And who was the person with the rifle about to shoot Mocklin?
That was Marietta Elanda, female.
Can't be. She's one of the six.
No. I'm sorry, she's one of the six. I'm sorry, Sino Almari. Okay, I've got to pee. I'll be right back, and we'll finish this. I apologize. Okay.
Who are we going for then, guys? Who is our third?
I agree with you, Christine. I think we should keep anyone from our own house out of it, and we'll deal with Benita on our own.
Privately, quietly.
Yeah, we'll just shoot him. I think if we could get somebody else from House Laval.
You've got Benino. Well, we've already got Benino Lavelle.
Yeah, he's the only one from House Laval, unless Isabella de Laval is associated with House Laval.
No, we've been told Isabella is not there. Isabella is Lorenzo's paramour. She's not there.
A spy.
She's our spy, or not our spy. She's the Lady of Rose's spy.
Okay, so in which case then, yeah, the next best thing would be to get old man Corvetto's balls in a vice and present him with his yeah. So maybe leave it with either Lodovico, Corvetto,
Or Lucretia. No, sorry, Faustina.
yeah,
de Corvetto.
or Faustina.
All those two.
For me, it really makes no odds. I would really like to know who the other three are, though. And also the second person who died after you shot Sino.
Oh yeah, because somebody else died, didn't they?
Yep.
We were told.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's very true.
Ideally, we need to take names of those that were on fire, the leader that's dead, and yeah, because they all need to be held to account.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. We
That's what I'm
killed
thinking.
Mari. We captured Benino Lavelle, Mary Alistair Alanda, and who are we going with? Lodovico?
Leave it as Lodovico, yeah? Corvetto?
Lodovico Corvetto. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Anthony, there's 6 more that aren't... so, sorry, there's 3 more out of the 6 that aren't on fire, right? Okay.
Yep.
So, I'm going to... Names, now. And it's a command.
All right. So they're looking around. They're shocked. They're like and there's Castello Fontana. There's Luigi Lego. There's Novella Bobby. They are probably lower class folks that have been drawn into this thing. That as much as they are parts of this, they're not
the
players.
Yeah.
Okay, and I point down to the leader. His name, now.
Ooh, that's an interesting question. Let us look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Which Corvetto did you catch?
Ludvico.
Yeah.
This is a female. It is Faustina de Corvetto.
Oh. And she was the leader, that we killed.
Yes.
Okay. Then I go over to the burning bodies and basically put the flames out. I turn them over. Name now.
I'm sorry. Who is this?
The burning bodies.
Oh, the burning bodies.
Yeah,
So,
I'm assuming the burning ones are dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So the only one of those 3 is Chiara Alanda, the bottom name in your list.
Uh-huh.
They're dead.
Okay. Chiara Alanda.
Is dead.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And you did say when I did my headshot of Gino Almari that it had gone on and shot somebody else.
Yes.
Who was that? Was that who's injured or?
Sadly, that person you killed was a commoner of some sort.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Okay.
That
Now,
seems like a decent haul for one night.
Yep.
I think it's a decent haul. Now, what were they doing that caused your sudden violence when you explain it to the other houses?
They were torturing a child on Necropolitan Hill.
Ah,
They were doing a blood ritual on Necropolitan
are you
Hill.
sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. No, it was
we're sure.
absolutely a blood ritual designed to summon the dead on Polson Hill in the middle of the night, sacrificing a child. It was horrific.
Wow.
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
substantiate
That's-
that with either Costello or Luigi or Novella, because they're paupers. They're not from any known houses. Okay, so they're street folk. And basically, the one that looks most nervousest, I'll put on my right royal regal voice and basically command them to tell me exactly what the hell they thought they were doing.
Did
So-
you guys see something I tried to show you?
No, you were in the bathroom at the time and you didn't have your webcam on.
Oh yeah, no, it's it.
Ghosts.
Oh yeah, creepy.
Around you guys in this area are some shadowy figures forming.
Oh shit. Okay, so my supernatural senses go ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
It's time,
And you're
time for grandfather to duke it out with the ghosts.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Okay,
So
grandfather.
what does grandfather do?
Does
Right.
grandfather come out
So
and shot?
I sense the forming
Mostly
of the
the road.
ghosts and what have you, right? Because that's part of my
Yep.
old tongue thing. So no, hang
Partial
on, which one
tongue.
is it? Open mind. I'm always aware of the supernatural when supernatural draws near or arcane power builds up in my vicinity. Right, so in which case I'm going to instruct grandfather to intervene on our behalf and tell them to piss off. I'm not dealing with those fuckers tonight. I've got enough on my hands.
Or find out if they got any information.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
grandfather,
not bad.
don't do that. Pietro says, right? Pietro says, go and find out if those spirits know why they know what the hell is going on. Have they been watching? In actual fact,
Okay.
I'll ask them myself as well. So,
Okay, I want to roll.
so I think my intervention would be grandfather. Make sure that they don't do anything underhanded and intervene if need be, and I'll basically just turn round and I'll command the one in the front, and I'm basically going to say, what's your intent, and don't come closer. There's no dead to be claimed here just yet.
Okay.
Well, apart from the bodies that the people. would
Yeah,
kill.
I don't want their souls going. Not that
So
I have
these-
any thing on it.
These vaporous apparitions.
4
Oh,
and a
what
6
was
on the
just
command
rolled?
roll.
Okay, I like it. Okay, and for once, the dice on the screen are showing what you actually rolled.
I know, right? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So sadly, when I put the graphic out there for you guys to see, it has gone away from me, and I can't even make
Nice.
it come up again.
Oh, mine,
So thankfully, you guys still have it.
mine's gone.
It is chilling that out of, I mean, you just dealt with issues, but the issues were tangible, horrific but tangible.
Yeah.
Now issuing out of the ground, and you can hear the Death Watchers are, whoa, hey, oh, whoa, and they're backing off down the hill as they're seeing ghosts coming.
No, hold.
Why you should kill people on Necropolitan Hill? I'm just putting it out there.
And there is one that sort of moves ghost. I mean, it wavers and moves towards your group, and it sort of holds there. I want a roll of some sort from your group to understand who you're about to talk with.
Consort.
I can talk with
Okay.
them.
Okay? And can
Okay.
you get help from your buddies in some way, shape, or form?
Got 3 consorts. So
Yeah.
if you want help.
Because in actual fact, I get 2 extra. I get one plus 1d on my next action roll when acting on the knowledge of supernatural coming. I forgot to add that to my command. Sorry. Okay. I'll do that now.
Do it because we're out of time. Go for it.
So it's a
Okay,
2. So
that
it
goes.
didn't actually do anything with a 6, but it would have been nice if it was a double 6. And then my old tongue, I know how to consort with creatures and paranormal entities, no matter how wild or fey they are, and I get a +1 effect when communicating with anything non-human.
Okay.
So I can talk with these ghosts and understand exactly what they're saying.
Here's what I'll tell you on what you got, and we will pick this up next time before we start the ball. The ghostly apparition standing before you has the form and shape of Victoria.
I bow.
And that's where we will end tonight.
By the way, I just posted an image of the thing that Pietro tinkered up. Can I have a flashback?
Oh, absolutely. And now I'm looking for it.
Underneath
Discord.
it's in Discord. Underneath the
Child
trebuchets.
firing trebuchet.
Oh, look at that. Well done. He has posted a picture of a Ghostbusters ghost trap, which I can't imagine what they would use that for. Very good. So I will, before we get started next time, in the wavering light of the moon, I will give you a couple of questions you can ask Victoria. I won't tell you how she can answer, if it's yes or no, if it's up, down, head nods, but think about it before our next session. We'll throw in a little piece of Victoria's passing or trying to pass information to you before you go into this ball. Okay.
Okay.
I think we know roughly what's going on for the ball. It will be a very interesting situation for you guys to try and intervene in. Especially if you don't want to get caught intervening. The level of stealth and what you've got to do to try and steal from under House Lavelle their prize sacrifices is going to be interesting. I think that there's some time for you to maneuver socially, but you're going to need to figure out, based on where they're having this event, how they're holding it, etc. How are you possibly going to save Moon? And I think that the person who's not here tonight, Martin, who's playing Monty, is going to be desperately concerned in other people who might be involved in this ritualistic killing.
Maybe we should just hand over to the monster hunters.
There's some interesting things there. I think you do have some things to talk with the Mercies about. I do think that the Mercies suspect you at the moment for your constant presence near monsters, but they haven't said it's you that's causing it yet. They're just interested in figuring out if it is you.
Well, handing this bunch over.
That will be interesting. Absolutely.
The guards.
The Death Watch. Yeah, absolutely.
Death Watch people
may well work in our favour. Get some
I think
off Mocklin.
Absolutely. And what I will say is
Don't worry about that.
I'll give you one teeny more piece of information. The tumbled stones that they had tied this urchin to is very similar to a set of tumbled stones on multiple sides of this hill where events had happened before. That was why the Death Guard was trying to figure out what was going on. And the Death Guard lets you know, and I mean, why worry too much about urchins? But the Death Guard lets you know, or the Dead Watchers, that on 3 sides of the hill, urchins have already been torn apart upon stone altars.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you guys were busy with other things.
Okay.
I see. So that's 3 previous seasons where
So
we didn't.
how many altars are there in total? We need to ask the Watchers.
They don't know, but you disrupted this one.
I'm thinking the same. Yeah.
I'm going to send message back to the urchins to just bomb all those sites.
Yeah, absolutely.
At will.
Firebomb it all.
At will.
I think the urchins need to quietly dismantle that trebuchet and disappear.
Get the hell out.
Yeah. I'm going to be sending them extra powder and alcohol to do what the hell they like. Because their comrades are spread all over the mountain.
Oh, okay, yeah. Drink and drugs for the kids, eh? Like a party.
I think I need a flashback for going back to each season so that I can single-handedly save one of the urchins.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress, I think.
That's a lot of stress. Okay, well done, guys. I think you stopped one of the big events that was going on Necropolitan Hill, and it may have been the final one that was necessary, and who knows where that's going to go from here. But well done, and we will move on out of this session into the ball, the end of season ball, and how that
first,
goes.
don't we?
Yeah, we do have some downtime. I will give you some downtime if I can possibly slot it closely together where I can get everything. I will, because we are burning through sessions in a hurry. I would, well, next time is downtime, and if there's a possibility of moving towards the ball, we will. Okay, and I would say that when you use your downtime, think about that because it's going to be all moving towards that culminative event of the season. Okay. Wow. I thought it was fun. I thought we had a lot of crazy things go on, a lot of thoughts.